because you'll see that we stop. We'll just stop and pick back up.
And I'll turn the counter on here as soon as we go.
Yeah,
we'll just stop and go because we have at 10 o'clock, so we got to get this done.
Okay, here we go. Coming down in 3, 2.
Good morning, Columbus, and welcome to another edition of From Our House to Your Home, the Remodeler Showcase. My name is Marty Reed. I'm your host, and the show is brought to you by Frog Hauling. If you want to clean your garage, your basement, your yard, whatever, if you need to get rid of all that unwanted stuff around your house, think of Frog Hauling. Give us a call. We specialize in providing dumpsters to residents. We're not a commercial dumpster company. And if you're a remodeler and only the best product will do for your customer, think of Frog Hauling. We carry 5 different sizes, so you're never paying for more dumpsters than you need for your project. Okay, today is the day you get to hear from me. I have Michael Morris with me today, and he's actually going to interview me. And I'm going to try to answer all the questions I can about dumpsters. So we're going to be talking trash today.
Well, yes, talking trash. This is going to be the second time we're doing talking trash in general, but this one's about frog hauling, not just recycling and dumping things. And if somebody, first of all, I think we've done over 5 years of this show, I believe.
Yeah.
So we've done over 600 episodes, I think.
Well, really?
Yeah.
And people are still listening to
I
me?
didn't say that. I said we've done that many. I didn't say people listen.
Okay.
But what I find fascinating, again, is the question I get most often is, how does a dumpster guy have a radio show?
He's putting me on the spot. I have to think about this. Okay.
Well, again, it is the question I get all the time because when someone calls your office, you don't say, I have a radio show, or do you hear my radio show? You don't talk about it like that. But what I'm impressed with is the questions that keep coming in. I think they think you are like Sanford and Son. You have like this dump that you live in, and it's not like that at all. I think
they've seen my office.
Well, I've seen your office, and it's a little cleaner. But I think people should know how this all got started. Why does Frog Hauling have a radio show called From Our House to Your Home?
Ooh, boy, that's an interesting one. Can I back up a little bit before I get directly to that answer? Then remind me if I have a memory lapse, and I'll try to get back on track.
I'll bring you back.
Okay. Several reasons. And the main reason is when I took a look at the dumpster business, I said there's no one out there servicing homeowners. In other words, there are commercial dumpster companies, and everybody's familiar with them. You can go past you see a crane, and there'll be these big dumpsters on a commercial site. That's how I refer to them anyways. And they're, these long 22-foot, 30-foot long dumpsters, and they're delivered by huge trucks. And no one, though, was taking care of the residential marketplace. We have people who downsize. We have people who just, their kids have moved away, blah, blah, blah. And so when I looked at the market, that's how I got involved in the residential marketplace. I said, there is definitely a need. And for remodeling contractors out there, their options were companies that were, I would call them semi-residential, but not really a quality product. And, all I have to say is if you ever seen a rusty bucket dumpster out there or a trailer with flat tires, and that's not a good representation for a high-end remodeler. One of the first things that happens when they're starting the job is customer comes home and here's this ugly thing sitting in their driveway. And a lot of people don't like that, to be honest, and I don't blame them.
And it goes on for a couple of days.
It can go on for a month. It's sitting there, depending upon the scope of the project. So anyways, then the next thing that, I thought about, and hopefully I'm going to get to answer your question.
I'm going to hold you to it. You keep going.
How does a dumpster guy or a trash man have a radio show? I said, the other thing is no one is out there telling the public that there is an alternative. There is a way to do this, okay? And so it was you actually. Audience, Michael is my media person, so to speak.
Media bully.
Media bully. And he kept bugging me about doing a radio show. He said I had the voice for radio and the face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I started with the face for radio.
And
then
now
I got
you're
to the voice.
recording me on Facebook, so
Which
we
is
have
one
a
of
pro.
which is one of your favorite things is that your face is on Facebook
Yeah,
Live.
I don't want people to see this ugly face. So anyways, it was a way of getting the message out to people that there was a service out there for homeowners, specifically for what they were trying to accomplish. And I'll take that a step farther by saying, we don't deliver the huge dumpsters. We don't use huge trucks. What we are is a driveway safe company. So you don't have to worry about your property or your driveway being abused with one of those big containers. So the radio show is twofold. One, it's obviously to get our name out. But the second thing is it was to introduce to the public premier remodelers and product suppliers in town, because I'm a member, I'm on the board of the National Association of Remodelers here in Columbus, and there wasn't an outlet also for those people to get exposure unless they were doing their own radio commercials. And so it was kind of a twofold thing, and it's worked out well for me in that I established relationships with the people I want to do business with. So does that answer the question?
That does.
And so after the first show, you found out actually I could talk, and so the show continued.
Well, wait a minute. It's not that I didn't think you could talk. The reason I brought it up was because I knew you could. I think we should go back to the fact it took me a year to convince you, and then 5 years later, we're still going.
That is true, because my response to you is, what are you talking
Right.
about? I was doing radio commercials. Actually, we were, as far as I know, I may be wrong, the first dumpster company to do radio commercials.
You were the only one in Columbus.
The only one in Columbus. And again, I wanted to get the word out and do some branding. And so, what's happened today is people know the name of Frog Hauling, and in particular, they go, "You're that guy that owns those green dumpsters, those lime green dumpsters."
Or you're the frog guy.
Or the
which
frog
is my
man.
favorite. The
Yeah.
frog man.
Frog Man. We even have T-shirts that say Frog Man. Yeah.
When we started this venture, what I thought was really cool about it is that you were willing to jump on and do this, but it wasn't all about you. But I want to know, when in the beginning, you brought on a lot of people that you didn't know.
Okay.
So when they came on, you had to do some research, which I know you love doing because you tell me how much you love looking at people's websites. But when you brought them on and then saw them as people, did it make you want to do business with them more because of who they were as people? I mean, we have our favorite people we love to see come on the show or talk to in the hallway. But did it give you a little bit more insight in how their company runs? Because you're a big culture guy. If your culture and your company's right, you think it spreads throughout, right? I mean,
absolutely.
You spent some time with some really unique individuals. I just want to know what you think about, because you're a business guy. What do you think about bringing them on and learning about their business that way?
Well, I'm going to answer that by saying I don't bring anybody and everybody on.
That is true.
Just because I have a lot of people now that come to me and say, "Hey, can I be on your radio show?" Because believe it or not, at least if they're telling me the truth, this is supposed to be a very popular radio show on Sunday morning. As I say, I get the church crowd.
You would find it hard to believe, but it is. People do listen.
Yeah, they listen to this radio show. And so one of the things, I preach quality in our company is I wanted quality guests. So the companies that I bring on, they have to meet some criteria. You can't just tell me I want to be on your radio show. I'm not here. These people, they're just by being on this show associated with my company, because I've allowed them to come on the show, and of course I'm advertising Frog Hauling. So they have to have professional memberships. I mean, I go through everything. You say I look at their website. Well, of course I look at their websites. The first telltale sign of somebody who's not credible is that they don't have a website in today's world.
Right.
and they don't have a website that works. That tells me there's a problem
That
here.
is a pet peeve of yours. When we're talking, and you'll say, "I can't even get this page to look. What am I looking at?" And I'm like, "This person's not coming on, I guess."
No, and then I go through the whole thing. I go through a BBB search, see how they're rated, if there's any complaints. And these are people that might be newbies that somebody has said to me, hey, here's a company. They're interesting. They're related to the remodeling industry. Look them up. You might want to talk to them. And after I go through my screening process, I even talk to people and say, what do you know about this company? Because I'm very involved in the remodeling industry, okay? And if they pass all that test, then they'll get a telephone call from me, and I'll say, you know, I have this radio show. It's free for you to come on. You get to talk about your company for half an hour, and I think the public would be interested in knowing about you. And that's kind of how it goes.
Are you also protective of that of the NARI brand? Because you've been an officer in that organization for a long time.
Yeah.
Typically, the people that come on the show are NARI members or have become NARI members, but a lot of that introduction has been through you.
Yeah.
Do you also look at that kind of like, you know, they say in the NFL, you got to protect the shield, you got to protect the brand.
Yeah.
You're doing that as well, right?
Well, yes, I protect the NARI brand because I believe in that organization. The companies that are members of NARI, now, there's nothing that's 100%, but these are the companies that have been around and earned their reputation over the years. I mean, I can throw out some names. J.S. Brown and Company. Well, how long? They've been in business 30 years. You don't stay in business for 30 years and grow unless you're doing something right, okay? Elite Home Remodeling, another one.
Well, Greenscapes, they've been around for some years.
Greenscapes. I mean, you know, now that I'm trying to describe them, the names all elude me, but, you know, Renovations Unlimited with Todd Schmidt. All the companies I'm bringing on are companies that have been in business a long time, and they've earned their stripe.
Well, and it's not just that they've been around a long time, it's the quality of their work. Like when you talk about a Todd Schmidt, I mean, that's a guy who's, everything he's putting out there is like his personal artwork.
He's an artist.
Yeah, but same with Bill at Greenscapes. I mean, these people are meticulous about their work. But they're also that way with people that are in NARI. Like, they want to know what you're doing because you better uphold.
Well, you have to know that NARI is an organization. Let me put it this way. You can't join NARI. People don't know that. You have to apply for membership to NARI. The board of directors, which I'm on, will approve your membership. And it's based upon how long you've been in business. We seek references. One of the first things we do there, you go to the BBB. We believe that people that are reputable companies are going to belong to the Better Business Bureau, and they're going to have a rating, and they're going to be a member since. And so, yes, I'm very protective of the brand.
Oh, I've filled that thing out before. It is pretty. They're not looking to add people by the dozens. It's
no, you have to be a credible. And then there's actually, if someone calls in, and this has happened, they'll call into NARI and say, this person's a member and I had a bad experience. Guess what? There's a committee who goes through and checks out that complaint. And if that complaint is justified, we go to that member and say, you will remedy this. And if there's any problem in the remedy, they no longer will ever be a member of NARI. So, you know, we talked earlier about the radio show. This all is kind of a big circle. I look at my company that same way. We're in business to be different than the other companies that are out there. That's what we strive for. It's all about serving the customer. It's all about making that customer happy. I mean, people go, well, you just deliver dumpsters. Well, let me tell you, there's a lot more than you would, you know, think when it comes to, you've got to talk to people. Well, we'll go to that next. You can tell me how we deal with a customer.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
When they call in.
One of the best experiences that I had ever seen is from, we kind of started together from day one.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to see when it was just you in that office answering the phone. That hasn't changed from day one to today.
No.
But it's what I find interesting is there can be the phones ringing, the deliveries are messed up, logistics, all this. And when you answer the phone, it's like you're so excited to talk to that person, even after you're yelling at me or one of the boys. But it is the process of you are kind of investigating what their job is going to be, what they need it for.
Have to.
Right, but again, a lot of people will just say, "Where do you want it delivered?" I waited one time for you to say, we'll have it out tomorrow. You didn't do that. You didn't go through pricing. You always ask them about the job. Can you kind of go through how you determine what they need? Because you're kind of this is more of a retail purchase on your end than it is, here's some widget that I have and I just want to get it out for X amount of dollars.
I am in the retail business and I am in the customer service business. Okay. How about if we do this? Unfortunately, we have to hear from a sponsor here.
Let's hope it's Frog Hauling.
It better be. Let's take a short commercial break, and then we come back. I'm going to go through the process. If you're a homeowner out there and you're thinking about renting a dumpster, I'm going to walk you through how we'll help you, because people don't do it every day, okay? They might do it once in a lifetime, and there's, it's the great unknown, as I refer to it. Okay, we'll take a break. We'll be right back.
That was the first time I've never looked at the clock. I was just totally lost in the conversation. It's so nice not to have to pilot this.
Did you hear that? Huh. I'm so interesting that Mr. Verbose over here get lost where he was.
You talked for 15 minutes of 16 minutes. What are you talking about?
Okay, let's do it.
Let's bring it back.
Right. Hang on here.
Do you want me to go back to just kick this back off and I'll reintroduce what we're talking about? The process.
Yeah. Or I can do it. It doesn't matter. I'll let you do it.
I want you to go on.
Okay.
Save that case.
I was doing a show with somebody and this thing was on. Jim left it on. And I kept doing this. They were watching Megan and Kelly. So I was like, you gotta look over here. Like, you gotta talk to me. And they're like, yeah, cool.
Oh, oh Lord.
What's the matter?
Okay. The audition stopped working, so it'll save what I just. That's why.
That happened last week.
Well, that's why I always
a few times
like to save. When you do it in two parts, I like to save the first part, then in case anything happens. So. Let me just try it again.
This is the gig. I don't know if this showed half an hour or an hour, but this is $25 million.
She gets?
Yeah. She got offered 20 to stay at. Originally it was 15, then it was 20. But she's supposed to do more than just this. But I think they thought a lot of people were going to watch this during the middle of the day, or more in the middle of the night. When she was on Fox, is Fox out of New York? They are, right? Because they used to broadcast.
I'm gonna have to go get Keith.
Keith Blair.
Yeah.
Now we're in trouble.
You want to stop that Facebook?
No, we'll just keep going. If they're still watching, they're watching. This is how the sausage is made. Hello, everyone, if you're still watching.
Yeah.
Technical difficulties.
I have another show that's supposed to start here shortly.
Yeah, but at least it's happening on this one.
Yeah.
Imagine as the backing guy, he would have panicked. We'll be alright. That happened last week. Same thing. But I was only 2 minutes into it when we were doing it, so we had to start it all over.
doesn't have to start it over. I was on a roll.
You weren't. You were about to go on a roll and end it. Because process is important. I feel like every time computers get updated, something crashes hard. Hey, fella.
Hey, how's it going?
See, I'm just trying to save the. Yeah, did I do that? Yeah, continue. Okay.
Okay, you're trying to save it to the O drive. Let's try and save it to
Yeah,
the desktop. Just
okay.
do it locally. There you go.
All right. So it's
Sometimes when you're saving it over a network, it doesn't like that.
okay.
So you can always save it to the desktop, and then when you
Try
got
to
to
move it
export
later?
move it later.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Keith almost blew it.
Saved it. He saved it.
Okay.
All right. Cool. So we saved that. So let's.
So we have about how much? 10 minutes
So
left?
you're at
Yeah.
16, 18.
Okay.
9, 10 minutes.
Okay, good.
I just wonder if you can fill 9 minutes, Marty.
Okay. Here we go.
Come on, Skeeter Bites.
Yeah.
Bring
You
us
got
back.
blood on the desk. Where's
Oh
it
my
coming
God.
from? I have
Ready?
no idea. Okay.
All right. 3. Oh, Jesus. See. Well, okay.
Turns out Keith really did blow it. I think it's because it's still trying to save the initial thing.
Yeah.
You talking to Mark Mason? I just wonder how he's doing.
He's on my shit list.
Oh, that's right. We talked about that. How long is that list these days? Is it longer than 10? I'm saying this year,
No.
not like overall. Listen, ours is about 40, and we only deal with like 9 people. So
Let's put it this way. I can't remember exactly, but I read something about people with my personality. And it said, if there is no coming back.
Okay,
Yeah.
we got the session.
because
here,
you're the
right?
Jason
Pardon?
Voorhees of
So we got the
personalities.
session here, right?
Yeah, we saved that first part.
So
Yeah.
let's
Friday
just
the
go ahead and
13th.
start.
The guy
No,
yeah.
No, I mean, if you do something to offend me, that I don't have a forgiving heart.
Right.
That's true.
There's nothing wrong with it.
That's being an Italian.
That's what my Wednesday show is all about. Don't mess around. Don't mess around. How is June pacing for you? Still the same?
Slow down a hair. We'll see how it ends up.
I had to get the Sony transmitter's been stuck on Kenny Loggins for a week.
What?
The artist and title display
Oh.
on the radio.
Nothing wrong with it.
I didn't even know. My mom was like, "Do you know Sonny's been playing Kenny Loggins for a week?"
Sure, he doesn't know.
And I said, "What?"
Darn
I said, "Oh,
right.
you mean the display?"
Danger Zone or
Yeah.
the Christopher Robin Winnie the Pooh song?
I'm gonna run out and see if she's there, and I'll be right back. I will be just.
And he doesn't shout
Danger
out to
Zone.
the rest by myself.
What now?
How great would that be? What Marty would have said.
Come on, man.
This looks like people are just dropping off like flies. Just me looking into a camera.
Someone said hey, Michael.
Huh?
Said someone said hey Mike on there.
Who was it?
Her name was Vicky Wheeler.
Hi, Vicky. Thanks for watching this wall. It's what we're doing right now.
It's the Mike and all his friends show.
Yeah, but nobody else will be on camera with me. Just me and my pen.
Shit, man.
Are you just trying to reboot?
Time to restart it, yeah.
That happened to Jim last week, but
It did?
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. But it happened at like 2 minutes in, so we didn't. Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Of course, Jim
Yeah.
didn't have the same reaction. Oh my God!
What?
Be here.
Mm-mm.
I don't even know what time it is.
5 to 10.
Yeah.
Listen, we're gonna make magic happen once this thing is rebooted. How come you guys don't have a TV in your office?
We have work to do.
Do you think that it would get distracting to watch Megyn Kelly while you're doing logistic runs for dumpsters? Oh, you're too good for Megyn Kelly?
I get pissed off when they get on YouTube, things like that. Tell them, get off.
What a fun boss.
Well, the phones aren't ringing. We'll find something to do.
We don't watch TV in the office because it would knock our beers over.
Yeah. No. Little things lead to bad habits.
They're not touring anymore, right? That's done. I mean, they're going to stay in the office full time.
Who?
The boys. Remember that when they were going to, at some point, you thought you were going to lose them for a while, didn't you? I know it was a while.
No.
The Mount Carmel thing is.
Oh, that's over.
Oh.
They played 2 weeks ago. Some dive on campus. They do it just for the hell of it. Well, it's only Nat. Pat hasn't done it for years now. He's into hot rods now.
Oh, yeah. What was that Red Bull thing that never really came to fruition, right?
No, it did.
I mean, but nothing after that. Weren't they supposed to do some tour? I know they were doing video stuff. Like the Red Bull was following around with a camera or something for a while.
Red Bull filmed them for 3 days on tour.
But weren't they at the building and you got upset about it? Like after hours? Were
No.
Yeah.
No, they it was about a 20-minute video. Red Bull paid $30,000 to have these guys come from California and do a video of them. And
Should I continue the previous session?
Well, you don't really have to,
No,
right?
I don't have to.
Yeah,
Just delete it?
yeah. Because you already got it saved.
Yeah, I just didn't know if I thought it would. Alright.
That's a lot of $4 drinks. $30,000 to film that.
Yeah. They had these.
Okay.
Back in action.
Try it again
Okay.
here.
There we go.
And 3, 2.
Welcome back, everyone. Once again, we're talking about dumpsters today. Trash. Boy, what an exciting Sunday
I
morning.
think everybody loves to wake up, drive with their family somewhere, and hear about trash.
Yeah.
Marty, before we went to break, I wasn't watching the timer for once.
Okay.
So we had to go to break, but I interrupted you. I started talking about your process. And again, you always look at this as the dumpsters are a retail purchase. It's a
Right.
retail item.
Yes.
Whereas other people look at it as it's just,
I'm going to deliver something.
yeah, I've got
Give
a
me your
quantity of
address.
these boxes. You know,
Yeah.
I'm going to drop it off. So
Yeah.
can you talk about your process?
Yeah. We have a series of questions that we go through regardless of whether you're a homeowner and or a remodeler, because before we accept your order, and there are orders we do not accept, we want to make sure that we're going to provide something that meets your needs and accomplishes the project you're trying to accomplish. So, and we do this because we want to end up with a happy customer, obviously. And we also take into account, let's take a retail customer, a homeowner. That's what I refer to as retail. They go, wow, that's a good idea. I saw one of those in my neighborhood. My neighbor used it, and they cleaned out all their garage and basement and so on and so forth. But people don't do this every day. A residential customer may never in their lifetime use a dumpster. They may use one every 15 years. They may use it once in their lifetime. So, because we know that, we know that there are questions that you don't know to ask that we should be asking so that you end up with a good experience, as I say. For example, the very first thing that we're going to ask a customer is, what are you using the container for, or what are you putting in it? Now, I'll get a homeowner, right? He's a do-it-yourselfer, and he says, I'm tearing out my driveway. What's your driveway made out of? Concrete. Oh, okay. Well, we are a residential dumpster company, okay? And we're capable of hauling about 3 tons, okay, 6,000 pounds. Well, 1 cubic yard of concrete is going to weigh around 3,000 pounds. So think about this. That is only 2 cubic yards, okay? And our smallest dumpster starts at 6 cubic yards. We have a 10 cubic yard, a 13, a 16, and a 20. And that homeowner can't understand, because some of them, because I have a 20 cubic yard dumpster, how can I not be able to fill it with concrete? Okay? Well, you're talking 40,000 pounds. We're no longer a driveway safe company, and my truck is going to collapse on its wheels, okay? Right. We only want to be able to put so much weight. The reverse of that, or inverse of that, would be the customer says, well, I'm cleaning my garage. And I'll go, is it all just household items? Yes. 20-yard dumpster's not a problem. And then they'll go, was there an additional weight charge? Well, we daily keep statistics on how much weight goes into every size dumpster. We know what the average weight is. And my response to them is, you don't need to worry about it. It's not a problem. You're never going to reach 3 tons. You're going to have a lot of bulk. Another question we ask them is, do you have any furniture? Furniture is a bulky item. That helps determine the size of dumpster they should get. Because most people come in and they say, well, you know, or they'll call and they'll ask a question. They'll go, what's the average size dumpster? Right. There's no average size. It depends on what you're trying to get away. Then we go through questions like, do you have any liquids? Oh, I got a bunch of paint cans. No.
Paint can seems to be like every 10th phone call. It seems to be someone has a paint can or a truckload of them.
Right. We're going to direct you. You can go to the Franklin County Landfill website, and it says for residents, and one of the things is it's where do I dispose of? And it lists all the places you can bring those paint cans, because you can't dump that in a dump. No liquids at all. Now let's take contractors. It's the same thing. Well, we're tearing down a chimney. Okay, well, bricks are 2,500 pounds, and they don't think about that sometimes.
Can I ask you a question? Yeah. Because I know that you're excellent with mathematics and accounting and all that. But at some point, how'd you determine that? Like, how did you know that? How much the brick weighs in concrete? Because I've seen you rattle that off when someone says that to you.
Yeah. All you have to do is just Google, and there are, you can Google standard material weights, things like that, and these charts will come up. And like, for example,
but you're not pulling the chart. It's not like you're a cartographer and you're pulling out maps off the top of your head. You're doing.
Well, I've just over time. I've answered the question so many times that yes, I used to start off with a little notepad when I first started.
That's all I was just curious how you did it.
It's all committed to memory now. Like, shingles are going to be, the average shingle weight is going to be 215 pounds per square shingle. Square shingle is a 10 by 10 roof, or 10 by 10 is the dimensions. And so, people will call and say, well, we're tearing off our roof, and, another do-it-yourselfer. And my first question is, how many square shingle? Well, believe it or not, I get people who go, well, I don't know.
Right.
They're doing a roof, but they don't know how many square shingle.
I feel like you just told me, like, the sawing the lady in the box in half. You just told me the magic behind it. Like, yeah. I thought you just were doing this off the top of your head. I didn't realize you were cheating from 5 years of doing this?
No,
I feel like you took the magic away from it.
no. I mean, that, again, I can only stress it so much that the people don't do this every day, and they need our help. Because the worst thing you can do, folks, when you're thinking of a project is, it's like anything else. You get what you pay for. And there's people that want to rent dumpsters based upon price. And they'll call in, and I have 3 dispatchers in the office. That's how many calls we get a day. We want to make sure, again, that you're happy when the job's over. The worst thing that can happen is you get an undersized container. Well, guess what? We don't bring them out again for free. I've got to dump them. I've got, payroll. Every time you get a container, you have to pay for that container. The smartest way to do it, quite frankly, is, I learned this phrase from my customers. Well, I'd rather get more than I might need. That way I'm not paying for 2 of them.
Right.
And I said, well, that's a very smart customer. And so we try to get you in that direction. That's where, we say furniture, okay? A couch takes a lot of room in a dumpster. It's not like putting in 20 boxes of household debris, stuff pictures, books, things you want to get rid of. That couch takes a lot of room. So we go through this whole process to ensure that we're giving you what you need. And that's the reason for all the questioning. Some customers get annoyed with it, but, far and few between. But we have to do it. We just have to do it.
I think it's smart because you are treating this like any other business. You're setting expectations.
Yeah.
For the customer, but also for yourself upon drop off. Like, you are making this kind of verbal agreement, like, here's what it's going to be.
Yeah.
And I think that's smart because it's not just, I'm going to put this box there, throw whatever you want in it, because that's where you see the damage to those dumpsters, people hauling things they shouldn't. And if you're on 270, you're going to see a lot of those things out there on the road that have big dents in it, and there's concrete in the back. And that thing's going about 45 miles an hour struggling to get around because they wanted to do that for $200.
No. Everybody in my company knows this, okay? Everyone. We have 5 rules. I don't believe in a lot of company rules. I think that's just nonsense. I think a company needs to focus, and that's how you get to where you want to be. Rule number 1 is safety. For my drivers, for where they're delivering, the most important thing is being safe. When you're on the road, be safe. I can tell you exactly how fast any of my trucks are going at any time. I have a program and I see where all my trucks are at. I get alerts if somebody's speeding. I don't allow it. The other 4 rules are this. You make the customer happy. Your job is to make their neighbors happy. Your job is to make, if it's a remodeling project, the contractor happy and the contractor's workers. And we don't deviate from that. And my guys earn bonuses based upon that, and we seek that information from our customers. So hopefully when you call Frog Hauling, we're going to put you at ease because like I said, not everybody rents a dumpster, and we will bend over backwards to make sure that you have a good experience.
These are the same words you said from the beginning. So from day one, I just think it's great that you finally get a chance to tell people out there. We've discussed your story a little bit here and there, and then of course we always deviate, but I think it was good that people understand we never really got into the culture of it and why you do it. And I think we accomplished that today. Good.
Okay, folks, it's that time again. I am so sorry because I know you'd listen to us all day. Yeah, right. But I want you to go out today, enjoy your Sunday, and as they always say, go out today and try to make somebody else happy, because that's what the world is all about, at least in my little small world. I get up every day and say, who can I make happy today? We have a very exciting guest next week, and if you're interested in the design process and what new trends are in products out there, listen to our show next week. Have a good day. We'll see you next week. Okay. Go check on her. Yeah. All right. Perfect timing.